Hello everyone and welcome to this week's review. Netflix has been backing a lot of animation lately, some from the biggest names in the field. With Over the Moon, they have produced the feature directing debut of Glen Keane. Keane is one of the most important players of the 90s Disney animation renaissance, having animated Ariel in The Little Mermaid, The Beast in Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Pocahontas, and Tarzan. Since he left Disney about 8 years ago, he has embarked on a freelance career and even won an Oscar. I'm a great admirer of his work, so I was really looking forward to Over the Moon, a co-production with Pearl Studios with animation provided by Sony Imageworks. What did I think of the finished film? While the movie certainly had plenty of aspects to admire, I surprisingly found the storytelling to be a bit all over the place. Before I get to that, I do want to highlight the positives though. As expected with a Glen Keane project, the animation is stunning. When the lead character Fei gets to the moon, it's depicted as this neon-colored world with these glow-in-the-dark animals, and the animators made them so eye-catching. The colors are vibrant and used to brilliant effect, and the character animation also works very well. Fei is accompanied on her journey by a dog-like creature named Gobi, and he does a very clever thing with his back. There's also a point in the movie where Keane incorporates his signature hand-drawn animation, and it's a beautifully done moment. The other aspect I enjoyed was the soundtrack. This is a musical with, unsurprisingly, a bit of a Disney influence, but that's fine. Christopher Curtis, Helen Park, and Marjorie Duffield wrote the songs, and were able to make them distinct and memorable. My favorite song is Rocket to the Moon, which essentially serves as Fei's I Want song, and it successfully builds as she gets more inspired to build her spaceship. There's also Ultraluminary, which is sung by chang'e, the moon goddess, which is quite a catchy tune. And she also gets an entertaining rap battle with Fei's possible stepbrother Chin, performed in the middle of a table tennis game. Regarding the characters, this is one of the areas I found to be a mixed bag. Fei provides a likable lead, and her determination to build a rocket ship and travel to the moon shows her smarts and ingenuity. The film has her experience a tragedy early on, which I'll get to later, and it would have been so easy to write her as a cynic who hates the world. Instead, she is portrayed as certainly emotional and sad at many points, but it's clear she has not lost her optimistic spirit. That was rather refreshing. Meanwhile, I found chang'e to be quite complex in her actions and what is revealed about her. You'd think the movie is setting her up in a certain direction, but the filmmakers threw in a few aspects that helped flesh her out. However, the film does attempt to follow a number of characters, and it struggles with their side plots. They don't give Chin much to do, and any time we cut back to him, it takes screen time away from Fei's development. Even her pet rabbit gets a side plot, which is not entirely needed, and it ends on an unusual and unearned note. I do appreciate how the movie handles the theme of loss and moving on, but the road there was rather clunky in my opinion. The first 20 minutes especially seemed to rush through the character introductions. Fei's mother dies so quickly after we meet this family, and it does not feel like we've properly processed it. And then Chin and his mother are quickly added to the plot. Then we get to the moon and Fei is sent on a little quest, which does not last long. There's not that much story in this 95-minute movie, and it already feels like we're wrapping up at around the hour mark. The film bounces back and forth between the emotional bits and the more comedic moments, and it seemed to affect the pacing. And regarding the comedy, Gobi provided a few chuckles, but that was it. Over the Moon is kind of all over the place, which is a shame because of all the elements that are really good. I often talk about the difference between a family film and a children's film, and I would classify this as a children's film, although don't perceive that as a knock against it. It just skewed a little younger than I expected. Despite my overall feelings, I do look forward to seeing what feature film Glen Keane directs next. He's an enormously talented artist, and I'm excited to see where his career takes him. Give Over the Moon a watch on Netflix, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching this week's review, and I'll see you next time.